Evidence talks about extinction from diseases. Why hasn't this happened over the past 200,000 years?
Well, our evidence indicates that it's come close, that there have been diseases that have
Like
killed
what?
millions of
What has
people.
come close to causing extinction?
Well, I guess our point is that there have been mass level. There have been.
Okay, your evidence says that 7,000 deaths is like, oh my god, we're leading to extinction.
No, well, first
I
of
mean,
all, our evidence that-
how would a disease,
our evidence indicates-
considering that,
Do you want me to answer
that,
your question or not?
I'm asking you a question right
Okay.
now. Considering that people in different countries quarantine people who are sick, etc., and continents are separated from one another, how do you expect a disease that evolves anywhere around the world, in your case, the United States, to spread over the world in any time less than like a century?
Okay, thanks for giving me those things to consider. The fact that there is now international travel, our argument indicates that...
International travel.
I'd like to actually do a brief, I apologize. You remember when I said that good cross-ex questions are shorter than two less? The reason for that, and although Nick should have really just run with this instead of just being snarky about it, when you give him all those different defensive arguments, what about continental travel, what about this other thing, then he'll pick the one that he wants to answer and answer that. And continental travel, given that there are airplanes, seems like one of the easiest ones to answer, right? So try to keep your questions focused and short, and then have a line of questions. Maybe then, what about continental travel? What about this other thing? As a line of follow-up questions, when all of those multiple different sub-questions are incorporated into a single one, it gives him the option. Your good argument will get lost in a slew of arguments. You want to keep your argument short.
Okay. So, how would a disease spread from the United States to another country quickly?
The movement of people. Our evidence, that's our link argument.
So you're arguing that people who get sick in the United States aren't going to travel over other.
Our argument is that once a disease reaches
and the
epidemic
government
proportions,
isn't going to do anything
people
to
spread it.
stop it. I mean, okay, why doesn't the swine flu disprove your argument?
Well, the swine flu clearly didn't have the characteristics of a
Well, I mean, there wasn't a cure, but U.S. medical,
a disease that would cause extinction.
the WHO developed like an adequate vaccine for it, or like a cure. I mean, why wouldn't that, or some sort of treatment? Why wouldn't that happen in the case of another epidemic?
I guess our evidence indicates that these new diseases will be a lot more threatening than the swine flu is.
But such a disease hasn't happened for 200,000
Yeah,
years. It's
but
just going to spring up.
Well, first of all, there have been extinction level events that have happened in the past. Clearly not to humans who are still here. That doesn't mean
What's
that it
your
can't happen in the
closest
future.
scenario in the past 200,000 years of a disease coming close, even remotely close to extinction?
I mean, first of all, there are diseases that have wiped out large populations, even in a time when international travel was not nearly as prevalent. For example, the Black Plague.
The Black Plague.
And that was before.
It wiped out thousands of people in
Yeah,
Europe.
but I guess our point is that the fact that we're not extinct is self-evident, but that does not necessarily guarantee our survival. Our evidence is from qualified experts who indicate that the potential for
From the American Daily. That's not China Morning Post. Sounds qualified to
No.
me. Okay, yeah.
Okay, we'll do a couple of quick interventions. First of all, I actually thought that was good. I thought that little tangy little bit of snark at the end, I thought was a good thing. But I think that's an indication that you should move on.
Yeah,
don't give him a chance to answer. Yeah, haha, great qualifications. South China Sea Morning Post. Move on. End this line of questioning on a high point. I think you've accomplished the mitigation of disease that you can expect to accomplish, and should talk about another element of the case. A pet peeve, a question I'll pose to the group. Why does evidence indicate things? No, it's okay. Everyone says this. I mean, a TOC champion, no less, said this. But why does it? Shouldn't it just say things?
I think indicate just sounds more yeah.
It sounds like what?
More sophisticated.
Yeah, but it's so many extra syllables than just says.
Well,
It's not like
it's not an efficiency.
That's the biggest problem.
My problem is my point is it doesn't really relate to efficiency. It just says is a stronger word.